Hello, I am Miss Jones from the School of Life, and in the next few weeks I'll be presenting to you a series of tutorials for free which takes you back to the very basics of self-development. In this change that is coming in 2011, all of us will be affected by change in one form or another, whether we know it or not, because change can happen to us whether it's planned or unplanned, whether it's conscious change or unconscious change, whether it is sudden change or change that is protracted. It can even happen to us if there is a massive change or trauma or crisis that happens to somebody dear to us, and its effects resonates to us. So we have to be prepared for change, and I'm going to help you through these series of tutorials to take back some control in your life. Change is one of the two constants or guarantees in everybody's life, the other being death, but we won't talk about that. But when you experience change in your life and those around you, isn't it frustrating sometimes when you see how some people are very resilient and just bounce back, but some don't have the energy to bounce back so wonderfully, and they then go into a quagmire of depression, frustration, and even self-loathing. The difference between those that bounce back and those that take their time to consider bouncing back is that no two people are alike, and this is because people have different perceptions, people have different learning skills, and people have different experiences in their life which all gear them up to give them the strength or the lack of strength in their lives. The mission statement at the School of Life is to increase your awareness of yourself and the world in which you live in by taking you through a series of free back to basic tutorials which will enable you to embrace the challenges, the opportunities and the changes that are to be in 2011. How will the sum of my knowledge and skills benefit you? Firstly, it will help you save time and money. How? Have you noticed that whenever you are facing a crisis or when there is low self-esteem or self-doubt, what do? You rush out to your main bookstore, the library, or even attend motivational presentations. Sometimes you can find books that give you what you're looking for, and you can feel as if the book or the presenter is talking to you and talking about your life. But there might be times when you can go through several books, find that there is nothing in its content that actually helps you. Why do we do this? It's because it's not the secret that you are looking for. It's actually everybody is looking for a quick fix answer to their problems. I'm afraid at the School of Life there are no quick fix solutions to your problems. Everything in the School of Life requires learning and requires effort on your part. However, as a life coach and a neuro-linguistic practitioner, I can actually guide you through some of the pitfalls and the mountains that you will be facing, so that I can recommend appropriate books or even motivational presentations that have influenced me and have helped me change my life. In this way, by pinpointing you and redirecting you to certain books, it will save you time and effort from spending more money buying mindless books that have got captions like "Change Your Life in 8 Days" or "Change Your Wonderful Life" or "Make $1 million." All of these captions and titles of the books that jump out at you but may not provide you the answer within. So this is our first goal that we're going to set out for you today, that the School of Life is here to help you save money. Secondly, my Back to Basics tutorials will help you to know yourself better. Some people say life is what you make of it, and there is some truth in it. It is not the chances that we take in life that matter, it is the choices that we make. In a situation or a challenge, there are various responses that you can take. Two people may be faced with the same event, situation, crisis, or challenge, or even opportunity, but they take different perspectives of this issue, and it affects them differently based on the intensity of the issue, real or perceived, the benefit and value, or lack of, the impact and consequence of the choices that are made, the resonance to those that are dear to us because it has a knock-on effect on those around us, the control that we have over the situation or lack of it, and the choice of response or action. We can either fight it or take flight. Why does it differ from individuals to individuals? This is because it's a personal experience, and our life experience, our learning, our childhood, our adulthood equips us with different responses. It's also, we all have different perceptions and different priorities in life. We have different levels of resilience to issues, and we have different levels of awareness and understanding of the issues or the world at large. Thirdly, my tutorials will help you get control of the situation. How? By acknowledging your part in the matter. You cannot change what you have not acknowledged, and everybody has a part in what happens to them, big or small. And also, you have to accept yourself for what you are, warts and all. But I'd like to think that you will also accept yourself for the strength that you have. You have to take pride in what you have accomplished so far and have a little bit more faith in the journey that lies before you. Remember, I am not trying to sell you anything. No gimmicks, no coaching cards, no fancy dangle stuff. I am offering my services to you free of charge. Over the series, I will be dealing with the following issues: fear and how to deal with it, conscious and unconscious learning, and how this affects you, how to change within your power, taking baby steps and learning along the way so that the changes you make are permanent rather than just quick fix solutions. And also I'll be talking about goal setting. If anybody else would like me to deal with other subjects, then please post a comment following this video. Otherwise, for now, the School of Life is offering you your first free tutorial, and as it is a tutorial, you will have to do some work along with me. I will be your guide, but you will have to do some homework. So in preparation for the next series, I'd like to take a leaf out of the principles of person-centered planning, which is very huge in the US and in the UK, especially in health and social care. And I've adapted it to life coaching. So, for the next presentation, I'd like you to take some time and find the answers to these questions. The first question for your assignment is, what is important to you and why? You can either use the Wheel of Life, which you can find in any book or Google, or you can use a linear description. Basically, what I'm asking you to do is to list the things that are important to you and score them 1 out of 10. 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. This is very personal to each and everybody because everybody has got different priorities in life. Once you have done this, I would like you to take the top 3 priorities and cross-reference them, meaning if you say that earning megabucks is important compared to your number 2 priority, which is having leisurely fun, then I'd like you to ask, is leisurely fun not as important as making money? And if you put your third one, for example, as to buy yourself a house, how all does 1 and 2 affect it? I'm just asking you to cross-reference because sometimes when you do that, you may find that what you thought was the most important thing to you may actually not be as important in the larger scheme of things. So that's the first thing I'd like you to do. Secondly, the next question is, what is working for you presently? I want you to acknowledge all the successes and the skills that you have gained along the way, because it's important to pat yourself on the back. It could be that you are learning a new skill, you've taken up a new course, and I don't want you, when looking at change and self-development, to disregard all the good things and only look at the bad. I want you to look at the good things that have happened in your life. If you don't congratulate yourself for all that you've achieved, nobody else is going to do it for you. The third question is, what is not working for you presently and why? I want you to be honest because this is the important part of this tutorial. Number 4, what has happened that was beyond your control? There could be things, like I said, the recession, which you can't control. What other things that has happened to you which are beyond your control? It's important you acknowledge that there are some things in life that you cannot change, no matter how positive you are and how much you wish it to. You have no control because the control is not within your hands, it's in others. But the 5th question, which is important, is what of the changes can you control? This is where you have to be very clear. The next question, the 6th one, is if you had control of the things you wanted to change, what have you changed, or what in hindsight do you think you could change that you didn't think of before? Go back, review what you've done, and again, what's worked and what's not worked, and why. Following that, find out if this was a virtual world, what would be the things that you feel you could control? It could be that you might get a few ideas about things that you never thought of doing before, and suddenly this might just spring to mind. Number 8. If a miracle was to happen to you tonight as you slept, meaning that when you woke up tomorrow, there would be no more problems for you to face, how would you know that a miracle actually took place? What I want is for you to tell me, if a miracle took place, what can you see? What can you hear? And how would you feel? This is important because sometimes when we make progress in terms of self-development, the changes that happen to us might be so subtle that we don't even realize that a wonderful experience has happened. So it's important to know, if all your problems went away, how would you feel? Remember also that change requires only 20% of the mechanics, but a lot of it is psychological, and this is what we're trying to work on. Before I leave you to do your homework, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson that says, What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you. Thank you for listening. See you soon.